Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was busy jamming out. That was Burn It Down by Linkin Park from their newest album, Living Things. Hi, welcome to Nerdphoria. And as you can see, I'm also wearing a very nerdy, awesome Kingdom Hearts t-shirt, which I bought from Target, which isn't important. But I don't really have sponsors, so I'm trying to give shout-outs to where shout-outs are seemingly important. Okay, so I also want to say that I recently favorited a video on YouTube, and you will find it under my favorites on my channel page, obviously. And it details something I didn't really talk too much about in my Legend of Zelda episode, namely the timeline, because it's just way too hard to understand. But if you watch said video that I favorited, which is called A Link to the Future, which is a rip on the game A Link to the Past, obviously, as well as a Zelda-style spoof of Back to the Future, you may enjoy it, and you may understand the timeline a little better, even if it just makes your head spin. Just saying, if you're a big enough Zelda fan, that is. But if you even have a rudimentary understanding of the Legend of Zelda series, you still might find it funny. So today's episode is about an episode of something else. Earlier today, I finally got to watch this week's Adventure Time episode, which I have been wanting to see since it aired on Monday, Lady and Peebles, which is a story about Princess Bubblegum and Lady Rainicorn going off on an adventure of their own to save our beloved adventurers, Mr. Finn and Jake, and when they come to where the Ice King is apparently keeping them hostage, Princess Bubblegum realizes something much, much more terrible is happening indeed. It's not the Ice King at all, it is his enchanted heart, which we see in the Season 1 episode, Ricardio the Heart Guy. Which, Ricardio only appears in that one episode as far as I know. I mean, I haven't seen every Adventure Time episode since between all the Season 1 and what's currently on, but I do know that Ricardio is one of the more memorable, not very prominent characters, simply because he is voiced by George Takei, who is none other than Mr. Sulu in Star Trek the original series, for those of you who are unknowledgeable about this fact. So basically, Ricardio is the Ice King's enchanted heart, which is a spell that went awry when he was trying to cut back on his capturing of princesses, which he is disgustingly addicted to doing. Ricardio has captured the boys as well as incapacitated the Ice King, which is where he originally lives in the first place. That's a little weird. In order to try and woo Princess Bubblegum, he has crafted his own body somehow. I don't really want to get into specifics because that just kind of grosses me out. And he thinks he can marry Princess Bubblegum now that he has a so-called normal body. Isn't it beautiful? Or something along those lines, he seems to say. It's really disgusting. And at the end, we find the boys again, Finn and Jake, and everyone is in the hospital except for Princess Bubblegum, who seems to be okay. Finn wakes up and informs the princess of what she already knows, since she has already thwarted the evil plot. And Lady Rainicorn finds out that she is pregnant. Wow, rainbow unicorns can get impregnated by talking dogs. I didn't know that. But I don't know much about the post-apocalyptic world land of Ooh, except for what I see in every 11-minute episode of Adventure Time with Finn and Jake. It's also keen to point out that when Lady Rainicorn says that she is pregnant, she says the words, "I'm pregnant," in English. She never says anything in English. I didn't think she could speak in English. But I'm not too concerned with that detail. The biggest reason I had to talk about this episode is because of how hilarious the final line was, where Jake says, "I'm puppies?" Also, this begs the question, are we coming to a point where Adventure Time cannot really be confined to these 11-minute shorts? Are we at a point where we need longer, more plot-driven episodes? Are we at a point where we need a movie? What's happening? Is Jake's new duty as a father going to prevent him from adventuring with Finn nearly as much? Are they going to have their own separate adventures? Are there going to be more special adventure episodes with other characters, such as the way this episode focused mostly on Rainicorn and Princess Bubblegum? And another thing I wonder for the future of this show is, will there be another gender-bending episode? Because Adventure Time with Fiona and Cake was one of the funniest things I have ever seen, and I would love to see more of it. And someone on the internet asked, if Lady Rainicorn is pregnant, what does that mean about her parallel universe version of herself, Lord Monochromicorn? That's a very good question, and I hope Pendleton Ward and the other people involved in the creation of Adventure Time can answer that question. That's all I have to say about that. And as for the awesomeness on my shirt, a friend of mine who I have not seen in a while would love to guest star on my show if she can potentially talk about Kingdom Hearts, which I will gladly let her. And who knows? Maybe she'll be an organization member or something fun like that. Well, my lovelies, it is time for this show to be over, I would think. And I may be less scruffy next time you see me. We'll see.